Hello, welcome to Lesson 14, Importing and Exporting Data. For this first part, we're going to be importing data from Excel. So, it tells us to open up Tailspin from your database. Go into our Info Tech folder. I went too far. Access, Database, Lesson 14. Find Tailspin. Okay, first thing we're going to save as inside our Info Tech folder. Access Lesson 14. We'll name it Tailspin-Final. Alright, so on the external, let's resize this here. On the external data tab, in the import and link group, we're going to click the Excel button. The Get Excel External Data Excel Spreadsheet dialog box appears. And we're going to click on the Browse button to open the file. We're going to go to our data files for Lesson 14. And we're going to find the one that says New Employees and click Open. It says, notice the three options you have when importing the data. So you can import the source data into a new table, append a copy of the records to a certain table, or you can link the data source by creating a linked table. We're going to import the source into a new table in the current database, and so then we're going to click OK. Once you've done that, the Import Spreadsheet Wizard opens, and it should look similar to Figure 14-13. Ours does. It says, take note. To create a new database using external data, you would follow the same steps, but in step 1, you would simply create a new blank database, save it with your desired file name, and then follow the steps 2 through 5 to import the data into the new database. In the Get External Data Excel Spreadsheet dialog box, Access allows you to append a copy of the records to an existing table in the database. You can choose Append a copy of the records to the table and then select the available table from the drop-down list. This says on step 6 of page 263 to click Next to display the next screen and then select the first row. Contains column heading. Access uses these column headings to name the fields in the table. We're going to click Next to display the next screen where the wizard prompts you to review the field properties. We are going to click the Zip column header, and we're going to click the Data Type drop-down arrow, and we're going to change it to short text. Alright, it says Access reviews the first 8 rows in each column to suggest the data type for the corresponding field. If the column contains different types of values, the wizard suggests a data type that is compatible with all the values in the column, usually the short text data type. Although you can choose a different data type, values that are not compatible with the chosen data type will be ignored or converted incorrectly during the import process. So it says to click Next to display the screen, which is where you choose the primary key. Keep the default selection, which lets Access add a primary key. Okay, so we'll let Access add a primary key, and we'll click Next. The final screen appears, which lets you decide where you want to import the table, and in the table box, we'll type New Employees. And then we will click Finish. And when the save import, we're going to click Close. Okay, so in the navigation pane, double-click the New Employees table to open the new employees with imported data. It should look similar to figure 14-6. And it tells us to close the New Employees table and leave the same database open for the next exercise. On the External Data tab in the Import and Link group, we're going to click on Access. The Get External Data Access Database dialog box opens. We're going to click Browse, and we're going to use the File Open dialog box to locate Minute Insurance. Click Open. In the Get External Data Access dialog box, we're going to click OK. The Imports Objects dialog box appears. Okay. Notice the table object is selected by default. In the Import Objects dialog box, we're going to click Minute Employees to select the table you wish to import. It says, take note, you can import a variety of Access Database objects into another Access database. Use the Objects tab at the top of the Imports Objects dialog box. We're going to click OK to return to the Get External Database dialog box and then click Close. Notice the newly imported Minute Employees table appears in the navigation pane right here. In the navigation pane, double-click Minute Employees table to open the new table with the imported data. It tells us to close the table and leave the database open. Next, we're going to link to an external data. Alright, next we're linking the external data source. So on the External Data tab, in the Import and Link group, we're going to click Excel, and then it says to get the External Data Excel spreadsheet dialog box open, we're going to click Browse. Use the File Open dialog box to find the Benefit Providers spreadsheet, and we'll click Open. This time we're going to click the Link to Data Source by creating a linked table, and we'll click OK. The Link Spreadsheet Wizard appears. We're going to click Next to display the next screen. We want to select First Row Contains Column Headings. We'll click Next. In the name we'll type Benefit _ Providers, and then we'll click Finish. If the Spreadsheet Wizard message appears informing you that Access finished linking, we're going to click OK. It says, in the navigation pane, notice the linked Excel icon next to Benefit Providers. Double-click the Benefit Providers to open the new link. Notice that there is not an Add New Field column because of the structure of a linked table. Alright, so no Add New Table field or new field. Okay, so we're going to close the Benefit Providers tab, and we're going to launch Excel and open the Benefit Providers worksheet. So let's go to Excel. Okay, we're going to go to Open Other Workbooks, Browse, Infotech, Access, Lesson 14. Oh, we gotta go to Data Files. Lesson 14, and then Benefit Providers. Let's enable the editing. Okay, and then it tells us to type the following data in a new row as shown. So under company, we'll type Lit Ware Inc. 866 Hickory Road, Wichita, Kansas 66013. Whoops. 13, and then the phone number 302-555-9897, and then the website. Okay. Alright, so we're going to save, and then it tells us to close the spreadsheet and close Excel. In the navigation pane of Access, we're going to click Benefit Providers to open the link table. Notice that the new row of data has been added right there. Alright, so we're going to close the table and leave the database open to use in the next exercise. Alright, we're going to save and import and running import specifications. Alright, so on the external data tab in the import and link group, we're going to click text file to open the get external data text file dialog box. It says to click browse, and we are going to find the applicant's text file and click open. It says to import the source into a new table in the current database, so we'll click OK. Alright. Notice the Delimited Option button is selected with the data preview of the file contains fields separated by commas. In this case, you will want to keep delimited. So we will click Next to display the next screen. Comma should be selected as the delimiter, and we're also going to select first row contains field names. Click Next to display the next screen where you can specify the field information. And we'll click Next to accept the default settings and display the next screen where you can define a primary key. Leave the default selection and that lets Access add the primary key. We're going to click Next. Okay, we're going to select, we're going to leave it the default name and click Finish. Click the select the Save Import Steps checkbox to display specification details. In the description box, we're going to type import text file with job applicant contact information. Okay, and we'll click Save Import. In the navigation pane, double click on Applicants table to open a new table. Alrighty. And then it tells us to close the Applicants table and leave the database open to use in the next exercise. Next, we're going to run Import Specification. So on the External Data tab, in the Import and Link group, we're going to click the Saved Imports to open the Manage Data Task Dialogs box. It says to click the file path and edit it by changing the source file name to March Applicants. So we're going to scroll over and we're going to change the source file name. Instead of just saying applicants, we're going to type March _ applicants. Make sure it says .text as shown. Okay, we're going to click Run. Okay, a message appears asking if you want to overwrite the existing table. We're going to click yes. Okay, a message appears confirming all objects were successfully imported. We're going to click OK. And then we're going to close the Manage Data Task Dialogs box. In the navigation pane, double-click Applicants table to open it. The existing data has been replaced with new imported data, as shown in figure 14-14. Okay, so it tells us to close the table. Alright, so next we're going to be exporting data. So, using the Tailspin final database that is open from the previous exercise, in the navigation pane we're going to select the part-time employees table. We're not opening it, just selecting it. On the external data tab, in the exports group, we're going to click the Excel button. The Export Excel Spreadsheet dialog box appears. If you want to specify a different destination, you click Browse. Okay, and then we're going to open the File, Save dialog box. Okay, we want to make sure that we're putting it in our Lesson 14 folder. Okay, and then we'll click Save. So then it says select the Export Data with Formatting Layout tab or button. And we're going to click select the Open Destination file after the exportation is complete. And then we'll click OK. So Excel opens with a new worksheet with exported data is displayed as shown in figure 14-16. Just like that. So then we're going to close the Excel worksheet and close Excel. Go back to Access. On the Save Export Steps screen, we're going to click Close. In the navigation pane, we're going to select Part-Time Employees Query. Part-Time Employees Table. And this time we're going to select PDF or XPS. Okay, the Publish as PDF or XPS dialog box appears. And we're going to select the destination, so we want to make sure we're in our Lesson 14 folder. Okay, and we're going to be saving it as a PDF. So we're going to hit Publish. It says leave the default name of Part-Time Employees PDF. Okay. We're going to click Close. And if it doesn't open, we can go back here, go to our Lesson 14, and here is our part-time employees table. It'll be up here now with our book. So we can close out of that. And then we're going to pause, leave the database open to use in the next exercise. I'm going to close out of this Save As box. Alright, next we're going to be exporting a query to Word. So in the navigation pane, we're going to select Part-Time Employees Query. And on the External Data Export tab, we're going to click on the More button. And we're going to select Word. The Export RTF File dialog box opens. If you want to specify a different location, we'll click Browse, make sure it's set to Lesson 14 folder. I'm going to hit Save. It says select the Open the Destination file after exportation is complete, and we'll click OK. There we have our Word document. I'm going to just open that there like that. Okay, Word opens and it should be similar to what you see in figure 14-17. It says close the document, then close Word. I'm just going to close out. And it says go back to Access, which should pop back up. On the Save Export Steps screen, we're going to click Close. Next it says pause, leave the database open to use in the next exercise. We're going to be saving and running export specifications. So in the navigation pane, we're going to select New Employees Table. On the Export Group, External Data tab, Export Group, we're going to select Text File. And then it says, if you want to specify a different location, we'll click Browse, make sure it's going to the right spot, Save. We're going to click the box that says Export Data with Formatting and Layout. And we're going to select Open the destination after export operation is complete. We're going to click OK. The Encode New Employees as dialog box is displayed as shown in figure 14-18. Windows default should be selected. We're going to click OK. And Notepad opens and the new file with exported data is displayed as shown in figure 14-19. We are going to close Notepad, go back to Access, and on the export screen we're going to select Save Export Steps to display the specification details. In the description box we're going to type Export New Employee Information to Text File. Okay, and we'll click Save Export. Alright. Next we're going to run an export specification. So in the navigation pane we're going to double click New Employees Table. It says add another record with the following information. So I'm going to click right there. Rachel Valdez, 39 Vista Drive, Roanoke, Virginia. Nine 607.555.1218. Okay, so then we're going to close the table. On the External Data tab in the Export group, we're going to click Saved Exports to open the Manage Data Tasks. We're going to click the file path to edit it by changing the destination file name to New Employees 2. So you kind of have to move down here to the end. We're going to type in a 2 as shown in figure 14-20. We're going to hit Run. Notepad opens and the new file with exported data is displayed. Very nice. It says go back to Access. A message confirms that the export operation was successful. We're going to click Close. Then we're going to click Close the Manage Data Task dialogs box, and then we're going to close the Notepad. It says stop, close the database, and exit Access. Alright, next we have the knowledge assessment, and you are done with lesson 14.